Hey girl, welcome back to Well, Now You Know. I'm your host, Bella Yusuf. I do content such as reviews, beauty, story time, and I also answer questions that you guys sent me. By the way, if you do want to send me questions, I'm going to link where you can send me your questions, and I would answer them on the next episode. So I do want to add a new segment to my Well Now You Know stories from Reddit or stories from real people, encounters that they had or things that happened to them or things that happened to someone that they know. So if you do want to share your story, I'm going to link down my email so you could write me your story and I'll be happy to share it on an episode. Anyways, as you can see, my lips is bare. Oh my gosh. Right. I have the Lip Bar liquid lipstick, and this is the shade Bawse Lady. So I received this liquid lipstick on a PR package. If you guys familiar with Diera from Detroit, I received the PR package, and was one of the products that were in the PR package. So this is actually the first time I'm trying this on camera, and I think Michelle Obama wore this shade as well. So you have Diera from Detroit and Michelle Obama wearing the shade. So I want to see how it looks on me. Right? Let's see. All right. And fun fact, this brand is from the same state that I'm from, but it's 2 hours away from me. They're from Detroit, Michigan. Shout out to Detroit. Shout out to the Lip Bar. And I'm gonna. Oh my gosh. It is so pretty. Wow, it has like a little blue hue to it. Wow, this is so pretty. As you know that all red lipstick are not made the same. Some of them have reds, pinks, oranges, and I already lined my lips just to give like a base. Let's see how pretty this is. I haven't worn matte liquid lipstick in a long time. Wow. How stunning is this shade? Oh my goodness. This is such a pretty shade. What do you guys think? First impression is it's velvety. It's soft. It's not too sticky. Something you need to keep in mind also is that when applying lipsticks or when applying liquid lipstick or lipsticks in general, you need to exfoliate your lips or else your lips won't look smooth. It would be like kind of dry. You can see it through cameras and you don't want that. It's just too much. You don't want that. You want something, wow, this is stunning. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I got it in my hand. I haven't worn red lipstick in a long time. Why did I do that? I don't know. Don't judge me. Wow. This is stunning. Look at that. Yeah. That's nice. No stain. On today's episode, I'm also adding Ask Bella. So that's what we're going to start with right now. So the viewer, you would leave me a voicemail on I'm going to link it down below here, Spike Pipe. You leave me like a 1 minute or 1 minute 50-second voice note. Ask me question. What product should I try? What do you think about relationship? What do you think about so-and-so? You know, all of that. Or it could be personal. You don't have to leave me your name. I already went ahead and played the voicemail. So I already purchased the product this young lady was asking about. And let's play the voice message.
Hello, salam alaikum. Since you are a fragrance girly, and I really do value your reviews on perfumes, I was wondering, what is your review on the Al Rehab Choco Musk perfume? I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on that perfume. Some say it's good, some say it's too chemically. What's your reviews?
So like I said, I already went ahead and bought the fragrance she mentioned, and it's called El Rehab Choco Musk. So I already have one that's already opened, and this is what the bottle looks like. It's simple, it's nice, it's nothing too luxury about it. It's just a basic bottle. And So we're gonna spray it right in my hand. Woo! Oh, ooh, I got that alcohol burn right in my nostrils. Oh my goodness. Okay. I do smell the musk. I smell vanilla more. I don't smell the chocolate that they're claiming that the fragrance. Oh, that alcohol is strong. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I smell vanilla, sandalwood, and musk. I don't smell the chocolate in here. Definitely you will smell the alcohol when you spray it. It hits you. Now, with longevity wise, this does not last longer than normal Arabian perfumes. I already tried it earlier in my palm, but that it smells soapy now. It's weird. I mean, everybody pheromones is different. It's probably smelling soapy on me, but I don't smell any chocolate in there. This is like the cheapest Arabian perfume. Normally, the Arabian perfume are 30 to 40, 80, even like $100. You know, I stick to the range between 40 up to 80. But this one, I got a deal for two of them for $24. That just tells you why it's not selling. You know what I mean? So I'll pass on this. Yes, I will use it. You know, and something I also like to mention is that if I don't like a perfume, whether it's too strong for me to wear and like at work because I take care of people, or if I don't like it on me, I just sometimes I just leave I normally leave it in my bathroom and I use it as a air freshener. So I would use these as air fresheners in my bathrooms. Like for instance, this Nassim perfume, this water perfume, is very strong for me to wear it in like public or like in a work setting. I just use this as a air freshener and for the bathroom because it's so strong. It lasts you for like about 6-7 hours. At least that's what I do, you know. So that's a smart way. And there are perfumes that I might not like that my siblings might like. I just give it away. You know, that's when it comes to makeup as well. The next thing I want to share with you guys is something I've been enjoying literally for the past couple months is reading Reddit stories. Now, not just any Reddit stories. These are some of them are real Reddit stories about people's lives, things that happened to them, like family members, even them, coworkers, and even sometimes the culprit themselves share this story with us. So anyways, so if you guys would love content like these, let me know and I'll be more happy to share them with you. So let's get into the story. So don't worry, it'll be like 3 different stories, and I know you guys like to hear stories. A lot of people don't know about this, and let me know if you have. Have you ever heard of the term frogging? So, frogging is when someone sneaks into a home and lives there alongside the residents undetected and barely disturbs the house as not to get caught. This is a real thing. This is a real thing. So, basically, the difference between frogging and squatting is that frogging, a lot of the times, it happens to areas that are either well kept, frogging, they have food, they have they have in a nicer neighborhood. That's what I mean. Usually it's that when people frog. Squatting is usually abandoned buildings and abandoned homes. Usually homeless people squat in abandoned buildings and homes. So frogging is like people know that frogging is just like an intruder who, detect, study the neighborhood before they break in and actually live at this live at someone's house without anybody knowing. And that's the creepiest thing. So I'm going to read a story. Hopefully you end up checking every nooks and cranny of your home, even your detached garage. I have a detached garage. I still check that because you never know. You never know. This literally freaked me out. Even though I saw movies and shows about it, a lot of people don't know about this. And it's very important for me to bring awareness to the situation. So let's get into it. I broke into an old coworker's house and proceeded to live in their attic to survive the winter. It started when I lost my job in 2020 and lived off unemployment. I lost my employment in early 2020. I had to move out of my apartment. I bummed around for a few days trying to couch surf, but to no avail. Eventually, winter started getting more harsh and I was getting desperate. In my desperation, I remember an old coworker who lived in a neighborhood down the street. I went to his place a few times because our significant others were friends. They met at a company picnic and hit it off. Never really liked either of them too much. We'll call them both John and Jane. But back to the story. I remember where they kept their spare key. And when they were away from home, I checked and it was still there. So I made my way into their house. A rush of anxiety hit me as I made my way in. Okay. I was starving, but was too afraid to get any food. I just grabbed a bottle of water and made my way into their attic. I proceeded to creep around, get an idea of where the creaky boards were and where I could lie down. The attic wasn't cozy at all and still quite cold. It was so extremely dark. I, for some reason, imagined it would be brighter like a Christmas vacation movie. I shifted some boxes around and poked around for a blanket. I found a musty blanket that smelled like cat pee and made my bed in a pile of Halloween decoration and other BS. All right. Wow. Okay. I waited until they got home. After multiple hours, I heard the front door open. Another rush of anxiety overcame me. My heart started pounding in my chest. I also realized that you can't really hear anything through the floor, like I expected. I assumed it was Jane, as I would sometimes hear her walk by and sing it to herself. A few hours later, John came home. I spent most of the time sitting completely still. I went to bed when they did. The next day, I woke to the sound of the front door closing. I put my ear to the floor to see what I could hear. I could hear Jane's voice talking to someone. Well, come to find out, Jane was working from home because of the pandemic. Okay. Wow. This guy is running to difficult situation every time. I wouldn't come to this conclusion for a few days. Due to this, I start sneaking out at night, and the few times they both would leave, most of the way I knew they would be gone was by copying down Jane's schedule off her calendar on the fridge, taking that knowledge and the work schedule John and I had. I could get a good idea when they'd be home. This continued for days, then weeks, then months. As time passed, I got more and more brazen, sneaking more food, getting close calls, etc. The closest call was when they came up into the attic to decorate for Christmas. If you remember, I had made myself a nook in their Halloween decorations, so I was confident they wouldn't find me. That still didn't make any of this any less scary. Also, John made a joke mentioning how awful it smelled up there, like onions and cat piss. Ugh, no, that's scary. Oh, I held my breath, hoping he wouldn't search for the source. They left for a week to visit Jane's family for Christmas. During this time, I showered, slept in their bed, and ate any food I could get my hands on. In order to keep this somewhat short, I'll skip deep details and might answer any questions. Once late February came, I felt I had been risking it too much. From sneaking a lot of foods, showering in their shower, sometimes even admittedly watching them sleep. Boy, what? What you mean you watching them sleep? See, now I felt bad for him, right? But now you watching these people sleep. Why? Why are you watching them sleep, sir? What is wrong with you? Okay. I decided to sneak out and never return. During this time, I actually grew a strong parasocial relationship with them and still have some of their clothes and random items. I feel guilty for this, but time has passed and I feel comfortable saying this. But I would never tell them. I have since then started following them on social media. What? Oh, okay. My goodness. And I still watch them. And I still watch. Okay. Now the last part. The last part is literally the now the last part really creeps me out. He said, and I still watch them to this day. They had a and I still watch them to this day. They have had a baby and she's beautiful. Hey? Hey, what do you mean? You still watch them to this day? Sir, I pray that you got married and found your own family. I pray that you don't do that anymore because at first it seemed that you were struggling and that was just like just for the moment, just until you get your feet. And I'm not justifying what he did is right. That is creepy. That is that is very scary. And then as I'm reading, I'm not feeling sorry for you, sir. I'm not feeling sorry for him because not only he was watching them sleep, he still have their clothes to this day. Follow them on social media. Ooh, oh, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. And then proceeded to say, I still watch them to this day, and they had a beautiful baby. Sir, go get married, okay? Go get your own family. Be somebody that you wanted to be. Clearly, at this point, you're stalking. Clearly, you need to seek help. And I pray that you have an amazing life because this ain't it. Please seek help. What do you mean? What do you mean you still watch them? What do you mean you follow them? What do you mean? The part that's creepy was they had a beautiful baby. Like, sir, this is a Lifetime movie. Heck, this is a Netflix. This is a Netflix. Netflix need to pick this up. They need to pick this up. And the fact that here's something about me. If I was the couple and I bring people around my house and they know where I put my key, let's say they don't know, and I brought new people, I would find different hiding spot for my key, my spare key. The fact that this person saw them put the key where they usually put the key, and then I'm assuming a year later, this person loses their job. That's horrible. They lose everything and they don't have place to go. But they know where these couple put, but he knows where these couple put their key, their spare key. This is insane to me. Oh my goodness. What the heck? Y'all, guys, people, humans, earthlings, what you guys need to do is check your home thoroughly. I'm talking about go in your house and check the premises of your home. The inside, the outside, the garage, you know, everywhere. Because this is very scary. All right, pause. If you do have stories that you like to share with me, please email me at info@wellnyk.com. Okay, the next one that I'm going to read is about 15 years ago, my friend had a free bookshop and operated by volunteers. I can't remember what she heard one evening, but something spooked her and she called the police. They checked the building and one of her volunteers had been living in the crawl space for quite a while. It was creepy. My friend would have helped him if he'd asked. Some nights a week, she stayed open late and we were there alone. I volunteered 2 weeks a night for months while he was living up there. It left me a strange, violated feeling. Girl, I know. I know. Lots of what ifs play out in your mind. This is the last frogging story. I rented a small apartment shortly after college that I had a crawl space in the closet for HVAC reasons. I adopted my dog while living in the apartment. One day the door was open and he stuck his head in the closet, wouldn't stop barking and growling at the small door. I duct taped it and threw a couple screws into the frame. So if someone was in there, I probably unalived them. Hey! What? What are you trying to say? You're very proud of that. But I get it. But I get it. I probably would do the same. And like, you don't have to tell me nothing. I'm gonna move out. You know? Maybe live with a family member because what? Or it could be like a paranormal thing, you know? Who knows? But I'm glad that you're okay. Thank you. What? A woman picked up a man out in a small town. He told her he needed a ride into the city. On the road, she made a conversation with him. They traded stories. Eventually, she stopped at like some diner. She bought him dinner. They continued the journey and she dropped him off downtown. They traded phone numbers. The woman was happy to have done a good deed and made a new friend. Sometime later, she gets a call, but it's far, far different for what she expected. He just said that that night he was going to grape her and unalive her at the diner. He couldn't bring himself to, though, because of how she treated him. He asked her to never pick up anyone else again for her own good. Then he hung up. The bear. What? The bear. Say it again. The bear. Hey, hey! What? The bear. The bear. I don't even know why I need a setting spray. Because this is really scary. I'm going to choose the bear all over again. What? The bear. Night and day, the bear. In the morning, the bear. Like, what do you mean? The fact that her heart was so good that he couldn't even do that to her. He couldn't do that to her because her kindness and her heart overpowered his evil thoughts. That at that split moment, he was human again. That split moment of those talk, that ride, her buying food, he felt human again. But as soon I guarantee you that as soon as she dropped him off, his thought came back. And it was her heart and her kindness that made him call her. Ladies, especially for my young girls, think twice. Think twice before you give strangers a ride. Think twice. The world is not what it's cut to be. Think twice. Always have your guard up. I don't care where you go. I don't care if you know this person for 4 years, 3 years. If you feel a bad vibe here and here, go. Leave. This is literally important. If your brain and your heart is telling you to go, run. Even if it's one is telling you to go. If you feel uncomfortable, go. And sometimes it's so sad because a lot of the times people are so kind that their kindness kind of puts a veil on the type of people that they're talking to. They always see the good in people, even though they're evil. Because they're so kind, they think everybody is kind. Be careful. Be careful. This is the last story. My uncle and his girlfriend were hitchhiking down the mountains of Colorado and were picked up by a man. A little ways down the road, he stops the car and asks my uncle if he can check the tire. He thinks he ran something over. My uncle gets out, and the man drives away with his girlfriend and pulled a weapon on her. She immediately opened the door and jumps out while he's driving. My uncle and his girlfriend reconvened and were okay. Just were trying to process what happened. At a later time on the news, they saw a story about a serial killer and ended up being the man who picked them up. Y'all, guess who it was? Take a good guess. It was in the 70s. Well-known serial killer. Ted Bundy. It was Ted Bundy. So there's a lot of comments that they're sharing their experience about family member being picked up by Ted Bundy. Let me know if you guys want to hear more stories of this. It's like short stories they're sharing. So let me know if you guys want to hear more about the Ted Bundy because there's a lot of them here. So anyways, What? In the 70s, whenever that time was, he was unaliving people, Ted Bundy, the fact that people were trusting people to pick them up, strangers picking strangers and trusting them to take them to a place, like what? What happened to stranger danger? I feel like now we have like electronics, we have smartphones. It's like everything is recorded every second. So it's less now than in the 70s, right? Because of now, we could get our phone and record if somebody is spilling coffee at a McDonald worker. We could record somebody, drawing their weapon at a young teen, or they have surveillance camera everywhere now. And then DNA, okay? DNA, it's advanced now. It gets advancier. I don't know if it's a word. Okay? It gets advancier. It gets advanced every couple years. Okay? Because of DNA, because of smartphones, cameras everywhere, I feel like there's less serial, killers out there. So, but what I'm like stuck on is that people accepting rides, and people who are giving ride trust the hitchhikers. Like, what? Like, no, now it makes sense why a lot of serial killers got away with a lot of, murder, a lot of unalive cases. People trust people too much back then. And I guess they said that Ted Bundy hold a regular job. He was a regular person. He was good looking. Please. No, he wasn't. He just he looked off. He looked off to me. Because he hold a regular job, nobody would suspect him because he was a regular guy. So I would say his urges got the best of him. And I feel like in a way, I think he was trying, but in reality, he couldn't fit into a regular society because that was not working for him. That lifestyle was not working for him. And because of his looks, his charms, he got away with it for a while. So, anyways, guys, that's all for this episode. Let me know what you think, if I should do more content like this. I'm open to any suggestions and opinions. Please comment down below, leave me a message, DM me, okay? These stories were crazy. Like, what? Okay. They were really crazy. Thank you for tuning in to Well, Now You Know. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Bye. That's some good tea.